From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The Trump administration is considering steps to revoke the tax-exempt status not only for Harvard University, but also for environmental groups and specifically the ethics watchdog organization Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, or CREW. It could be a devastating financial blow to the nonprofit organization and his perceived political foes. During remarks at the White House, Trump confirmed what many in the nonprofit sector have feared. He's coming for them, too. It's supposed to be a charitable organization, Trump said about CREW in particular. The only charity they had is going after Donald Trump. So we're looking at that. We're looking at a lot of things. It's all coming quickly, not yet 100 days into the new administration, and in ways historically unheard of in this country for their speed and scope. And it's sending shockwaves reverberating throughout the American system. It's a sad day in this country when organizations that provide critical services to their communities are under attack from their government, said Cole Leiter, executive director of the advocacy group Americans Against Government Censorship. No administration, Republican or Democratic, should be able to weaponize the weight of the government against their political enemies. In news related to immigration camps and weaponizing against political enemies, if President Donald Trump's administration has its way, the capacity to hold tens of thousands more migrants will soon be added around the country as the U.S. seeks an explosive expansion of what is already the world's largest immigration detention system. Trump's effort to conduct mass deportations, as promised in the 2024 campaign, represents a potential bonanza for private prison companies and a challenge to the government agencies responsible for the orderly expulsion of immigrants. Some critics say the administration's plans also include a deliberate attempt to isolate detainees by locking them up and holding court proceedings far from their attorneys and support systems. The acting director of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, Todd Lyons, said at a border security press conference in Phoenix last week that the agency needs to get better at treating this like a business and suggested the nation's deportation system could function, quote, like Amazon trying to get your product delivered in 24 hours. So trying to figure out how to do that with human beings and trying to get them pretty much all over the globe is really something for us, Lyons said. In other words, kiss due process goodbye, no matter what the U.S. Supreme Court or Congress say. While the money isn't there yet, contracts are already being awarded. The House narrowly approved a broad spending bill that includes $175 billion for immigration enforcement, about 22 times ICE's annual budget. The agency's 100-plus detention centers nationwide currently hold about 46,000 people, causing overcrowding in locations including Miami. ICE wants to expand their capacity to over 100,000 people in custody at any given time. ICE last week awarded a contract worth up to $3.85 billion to Deployed Resources, LLC, to operate a detention camp at the Fort Bliss Army Base in Texas. The little-known company is shifting its business from Border Patrol tent encampments for people arriving in the United States, most of which are now closed, to ICE facilities for people being deported. The Geo Group, Inc. got a contract for 1,000 beds in Newark, New Jersey, valued at $1 billion over 15 years, and another for 1,800 beds in Baldwin, Michigan. Core Civic Incorporated won a contract to house 2,400 people in families with young children in Dilley, Texas for 5 years. But perhaps the most disturbing part of this news is that the stock market has rewarded both private corrections companies. Geo's stock price has soared 94% since Trump was elected, and shares of Core Civic have surged 62%. In other words, investors are deliberately making money off the pain and suffering that these companies inflict on others at the behest of the federal, should I say, feral government. Welcome to the dystopian states of America. That's the news at this hour. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go, except El Salvador. Now back to more music and programming on PEP Radio.